Hi, I'm Ken Portnoy. I'm an organizer with 1 Million Cups Fairfax, and I'd like to welcome you to this recording of our December 6th, 2023 meeting with Ted Ayash of All Day Health Bars. If you would like more information about 1 Million Cups, follow the link, put it into your browser for more information, and if you'd like to join us, follow the link to register.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ted Ayash. I'm with All Day Health Brands. I'm glad to be with you today. About 6 months ago or so, I gave a very brief introduction of our new company, and my objective today is to give you an update. Just to give you a little background, it's my son and I who started this company. We started the development of health bars that is nutritionally balanced with the objective of helping people that are very much into healthier living improve their lifestyle and give them something that will give them a lot of energy to sustain them during the day, whether they want to go to the gym or they're very busy at work or busy moms picking up their kids. It's different varieties that we wanted to bring to the market that would help people enjoy a healthy snack without the guilt, basically. So my background is in agriculture. In the past 10 years, I've been working on producing crops, and we've done some pretty good projects in North Africa. But I've always been a foodie, and about 30 years ago, I had a little cafeteria in Tyson's Corner. So I'm very much into this type of business. My son also is a fitness enthusiast. He got his master's degree from George Mason. He taught as an adjunct professor in health nutrition. He's also a certified nutritionist. So we put our head together and we developed these health bars to bring to the community for them to enjoy. And hopefully we can get some good feedback today about how we can expand our product line into the marketplace. Next slide, please. Oh, all right, that's me and my son. We started this back late 2022 during the experimentation. Early first quarter of this year, we started testing with clients and doing a lot of surveys. And then we introduced our first product, first SKU, which was the vanilla date about 7-8 months ago. And then since then, we came up with a nutty chocolate and then pumpkin spice, which is just seasonal for the season. We will do every year, once a quarter. And then right now we are in the process of introducing a vegan variety, Energy Bites, that we've tested and we've been receiving a lot of good feedback on. What our focus is right now is on the DC metro area, and we've been selling direct to consumers. We've been doing a lot of okay, hold on. I gotta step back a little bit and look at the slide because so the name of the product is Artisan Health Bar. Okay.
Where do you want
Go forward.
Move forward.
one vote?
There you go.
Sorry, Ken. I haven't been asking you to move forward. So the name of the product is Artisan Health Bar, and our focus is to go after direct to the consumers, health enthusiasts, busy professionals, gym, corporate. What's unique about our product, it's delicious. It's really delicious. We spend a lot of time developing recipes that, you know, people feel like they're eating a treat, but it's a nutritious and delicious treat. And then we wanted to concentrate on the texture and beside the taste and the freshness. So everything we do is freshly made. It's artisan. When you bite into it, it's like you're biting into a piece of cake or maybe a brownie without the guilt. Next slide, please.
Sold.
As I mentioned earlier, we have 3 SKUs right now, which is the vanilla date nutty chocolate and pumpkin spice. We're working on a new variety, which is the vegan bites. Sales channels, we've been doing direct to consumers. We have our website up, and we do farmers markets. And we're also in discussions with gyms and with nationwide health retailers like Whole Foods. We're in discussion with those right now. It's a long process. It will take a little bit of time, but we're trying everything we can. Another sales channel is we're starting at the Wonder Inn retail store in Fairfax City, and thanks, Des, for helping us to get there. This is going to be probably a couple of weeks from now where we will launch this. We will hopefully expand into other retail stores in the metro area. And we're also in discussion with other retailers in different states. So we're excited about that. One of the things that I'd like to mention, excuse me. We have our new packaging, which we're very excited about. And thanks, Reggie, for helping us design that. Can they see it? How can I?
Yeah, just turn it around so they can see the other side.
All right, so this is it. It feels really good, by the way. And it's been very, very, very well received by the clients. Actually, when people look at it, hold it, they say, wow, this is great. What's nice about it, it's very easy to open. When you tear it from the top, it's got a seal here. So some people that don't want to eat the whole thing at once, they can reseal it and preserve the freshness. So these are the 2 varieties that we have right now with the new design. The vegan bites will be, okay. The vegan bites will be designed, the packaging will be designed in the next month or 2. Okay, next slide, please. The target audience is, just to summarize, the target audience is everybody that is health oriented, that's interested in eating something that tastes good and healthy, and doesn't give them any like aftertaste or make them feel nauseous after they eat it. Because we did a lot of surveys and we tested a lot of the bars that exist in the market. And one of the things that people were complaining about is, first of all, it's very hard to chew. It's not that tasty. And then after I'm done eating it, especially the high protein bars, I don't feel good. So we wanted to address that issue. And I think we have done a pretty good job so far in coming up with a tasty, healthy treats. Next slides, please. Competitors, RX Bar, I'm sure probably a lot of you have are aware of it. RX Bar started about 12 years ago, maybe. Actually, 2004, I think, is when they started. It's been longer than that. But they're very big in the marketplace, and they have a lot of different varieties. But what makes our bar better is it's better tasting, and it's made fresh, and the ingredients are just amazing. We don't use powdered egg whites. We use fresh egg whites, because when we did the trials, we realized that although powdered egg whites will give you more protein, which people want, but it alters the texture and the taste. So we concentrated on just using fresh egg whites. The other competitor is Perfect Bar. They're a good company. They have good variety, and they're growing like crazy. But again, we tested all their product compared to ours. We've got the taste, the freshness, and we don't use any added sugar in our product. All right, next slide.
Getting dizzy, Ken.
Challenge question. Okay.
Let's go to the challenge. Yeah.
One back
One forward.
or forward. Challenge question.
There.
Our challenge is expanding with the demand we're very limited with our resources right now, but the demand has been really good and we anticipate pretty good growth in the future. So the challenge is how do you ramp up? In this industry, you need to have a lot of machinery to expand the production. And that's very costly. And you need to have the facility. We do have the approval from VDAX, which is the Virginia Department of Ag and Consumer Services. We have the permit as a food production facility. I'm also a certified food production and safety manager. We do have that, but we have a limited production space. So our biggest challenge is how do we ramp up to address the market demand? And I'm open to any suggestions and recommendations.
So thank you, Ted. Thank you, round of applause.
Thank you.
Very exciting. And I'm gonna hand it over to Tess and Mallory. Wow.
So if you have a question or a comment for Ted, if you would please raise your hand icon if you are virtual or if you're in person, we can do that. Obviously, raise your appendage that is attached to you. So, and then I will call on you. We will start with Carmel and then we'll go with Basil and then Melinda.
Do I need to stand somewhere in particular?
Microphone's right here.
You might just get closer here.
You can stand right next to Ted if you want to be seen.
Okay.
Hi.
Haven't tasted it yet. I can't wait
Go
to
for
try it. So when you talk about scaling, one of the things I know you're trying to get into stores, how about holistic practitioners like chiropractors, naturopaths that can recommend it to their patient population?
Appreciate that. I think that's an excellent suggestion. We did talk to one chiropractor, but we're not there yet. But that's great because this type of product will be a great fit for that
Yeah.
type of.
I can tell you, we're always looking for things. People are always asking, if I can't eat that, what can I eat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's nice to have.
Please, thank you. Yes, great.
Bazil?
Morning, Ted.
Hey, good
I
morning.
lost it 10 years ago.
Good to see you again, man. It's been a while. I've been in North Africa.
Okay, good. Very good. Now, my question to you is when the talk about barrier to spending, is that space or money? What are you running into?
Well, it's a combination. The space, obviously, but with the space, you need to get the production equipment, which is very costly in this environment, especially the packaging side. To give you an idea, the packaging side, the machinery that package these bars,
Oh, okay.
they run a couple $100,000, just the packaging. And then depending on how much you want to automate, if you really want to automate the mixing and production side, not the packaging side, that comes into another substantial amount of investment. So I'm all open to any suggestions.
I'll give you
or
my
ideas.
card. Why don't you just connect with me and I'll connect with some people? How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna have Melinda, then Reggie, then Kelly, Dan, and Ken. Melinda?
Just unmuting. Great presentation. Love your product. Sorry I didn't make it down to Fairfax today.
Good to see you, Melinda.
I would have loved to have some more bars. I love them. A bunch of really quick comments. Vegan, people like me, allergic to dairy, and allergic to egg yolks, not whites. So there's some opportunities in that area. I love your slotted package so you can hang it on the wall. It's great, which leads me to a question. Are you selling it only as singles, or are you selling it in 6-packs, 12-packs, 3-packs? Have you thought about any of that? Which brings
Yeah,
me to the
good
POP question, and I'll just make it combined. Point of purchase displays. This is all my wheelhouse. I can help you with that, and I'd just be happy to help you with that. Because there are ways you can get displays quickly in small batches that you can customize with Reggie's help and having decals put on them. They're plain. You need things you need a floor stand and you need a counter display probably, or something for point of purchase. And I just wanted to know how it's being sold. Love the idea about the holistic pieces to it. And suggesting that you look at, and I can show you some things that I've done elsewhere to give you some ideas on how you can get immediate trial when you go into these retailers by telling them that you've got a freestanding counter unit or floor stand or something, because they're going to want it as an in out to see if it sells. And if it doesn't sell, you have to take it back. And if you don't have a way of trial or something to lure the consumer to try one, it may get stuck on the shelf. So I just, again, how are you doing all of the above? Are you doing point of sale displays? Are you selling it only as singles, or are you selling it in boxes? And then how are you going to ship it? Because again, retailers want to receive things a certain way in cartons.
Yeah, good questions. Right now, we're selling it individually. We are designing, and Reggie has been helping us, designing the point of sale boxes that will include right now 8 to 10 bars each. And we are in the process of getting the barcode for the boxes. We already have the barcodes for the individual bars, but each box has to have a different barcode, which we're in the process of getting those. The options that we have been discussing with potential clients is if they have their own refrigeration, obviously we can bring in the product and do the trials there. Or in some situations, we bring our own refrigerators and load it up with the product and see how things go. For big nationwide retailers, obviously they have their own refrigerations, and we've been getting feedback from them on the design of the point of sale boxes, because they have to fit on their shelves, and they have to have certain requirements as far as the text all over the box. So yeah, these are very good suggestions, and we're in the process of going through the learning phase of what the requirements are for different customers and retailers.
Just a quick reminder, please make sure we keep our answers and questions concise.
Okay.
That was for you, but also others.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I was just going to say really quickly, that's my wheelhouse. So use me as an expert. I did it for big companies.
Okay. Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Melinda.
Reggie?
Hey, Ted. So two quick things. One, there is a commercial kitchen called Frontier Kitchen. And it's in they have Chantilly location as well. Location. So I don't know if you looked into that as far as.
We have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there are these companies that do like meal prep and meal delivery, like Mighty Meals. And then there's another company called Hungry.
Yeah.
That is like it's more of a like a catering for offices and stuff like that. But if you could work with them to get samples included, we get HelloFresh sometimes, and then they have like you can get Maspanadas, like just added on to it, you know. So if you could do something like that where people get a sample with these other orders, like that would increase the exposure and create opportunities for you.
That's a great suggestion. Just for your information, Mighty Meal, one of the owners is a friend of my son, Adam. He's been to their facility. They just opened a brand new facility. It's amazing. Very good.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Kelly?
Great presentation. I have to check out your bars. Have you ever thought going into gyms and dropping off your products? Like Gold's Gym and all that?
Yeah, we've talked to Gold's Gyms. They tested our product. They love it. They have their own distribution. They have a contract. We have to go through their distributor. We can't go and sell them directly. So we started the discussion, and then we put it on hold until we finalize the point of sale box, which we can revisit with their distributors.
What about other gyms?
We are in discussion with Vita. We're in discussion with Lifestyle. And we're also in discussion with some universities and their sports teams.
What about universities, like University of Maryland, George Mason,
We
Georgetown?
they're a target for us. We started the discussion with George Washington University. We did a tasting a couple of weeks ago. It was very well received. If you have any suggestions on other universities or direct contacts with the directors of their athletic department, that would be amazing.
And what about yoga places, yoga studios?
One of our attendees here, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Carmel.
Carmel just made that suggestion. And yes, it is a target. We did, as I mentioned earlier, talk to one chiropractor. We're still in discussion.
Hey, Kelly, if you have other thoughts, definitely put them in chat so we don't lose them.
All right, I'm done. Bye.
Dan Linder?
Hey, good morning, everyone, and thanks. This is a very timely idea. First thing I'm thinking is places like Mom's Organic or Trader Joe's and Wegmans, to get your product, because you want them selling your product for you, right? Or whomever, whether it's a university or a gym or whomever. So then you can also use that as a reference. I have a good friend who's a buyer at Costco, and he says a lot of people come to them, Costco, with great ideas, but they never make the cut because they don't have the ability to scale up and make a lot of products. So because if the product would be successful, and so any place that you promote, in the back of their mind, someone's probably going to ask, if demand would come up, would these people be able to produce enough product? So you may consider partnering with someone who, and I think Reggie touched on this a little bit, is somebody that makes, maybe has the right facilities to scale up, so you can scale up and meet product demand. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. I appreciate the comments. Just to give you some ideas, the option as you scale up is to set up your own facility, production facility, or work with a co-packer that has all the infrastructure in place. They've got advantages and disadvantages. And one of the reasons that we have not really been going after the big guys like the Costco's and the Wegmans and stuff like that is because, as you mentioned earlier, the scalability and the ability to deliver. So once we have that solution in place, believe me, it's a very important piece for us from a marketing perspective. The other issue is when you're small, your production cost is high, and these retailers require certain margins. So you're not going to be able to meet the price and their margins if your production cost is not low enough so you can make some money. And to reduce your production cost, you have to go with a machine production, not manual production, and that is costly. So all these questions come up, and we have to address them as they come.
All right, Ken, you're up.
Okay. A lot of people have been providing scale on the demand side. Sounds like your biggest problem is scale on the production side.
Correct.
If the world were perfect and you were God and you were going to build this for yourself in your own facilities so you could retain control, all of the things and the advantages of that, how much money do you need?
Okay, good question. Our preliminary assessment is minimum $500,000 to $700,000.
And I assume you're pursuing.
We're in discussion with different people, whether they're equity partners or whether we can get grants or loans. Yes, but excellent. I mean, just to be, I give you my perspectives because you can call me control freak, but having your own facility gives you a lot of control, as you mentioned. And when you go to a co-packer that works with so many different other companies, there is the issue of maintaining quality and then control.
How about contamination?
Well, contamination, you have to comply with the health department rules Big facilities do have the risk of high contamination. To give you an example, Chobani, which is one of the biggest yogurt manufacturers now in the United States, had an issue with brand new facility that they opened in Idaho, and it cost them, I don't know how much. They had to shut the plant. It almost bankrupt, and we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in. It looks like we have a couple more, at least 3 more people, and we're running out of time, so I'm gonna try to walk my talk. One, I do have a connection with the owner of Hungry, so I'd like to introduce you and connect you there.
Thank you.
Margarita Womack, who has presented before with empanadas, she actually has a similar package that's resealable. She's in Whole Foods, she has her own machinery. It would be worth you talking with her
Okay.
to understand her journey.
Yeah.
And what might be learned from that.
Yes.
I think every business incubator, Eddie, should be having these as snacks. So whether it's, refraction here, but that would be an easy way to get them in front of a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I might also look at upcoming conferences that are
Yeah.
health and wellness focused
Yeah.
to have them in swag bags. You may
Yes.
already be doing that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
those are my 4 thoughts. I try to keep it shorter than everyone.
Atta girl.
Next up, John Rudenberg.
I'm gonna beat her then.
I'm going to beat her right now. So first, Ted, thank you so much, of course. So to reach the athletic director at a university, it would be better to reach the nutritionist for the sports teams than the athletic director who's raising money for the school. It's the nutritionist who's going to make the call. Second, when Starbucks first began, it was a mail order company. So now you have your online sales. And what Starbucks found is they analyzed by zip code where their sales were coming from. And that's where they started locating retailers, a retail shop. So using that, if you can find your zip codes and then find the little retailers in those retail centers, you may have a good opportunity.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah,
Jen
good,
beat
good.
you.
Yeah.
And our final question is from Murat.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi. Well, I'm a mechanical engineer and I have a lot of contacts about food manufacturing industry. So I think we should, I should get your contact so I can talk to you more about it. And also there is another group, Founders Institute. And they meet up in DC and they work with international entrepreneurs like yourself, I believe. So it might be a good idea because in those meetings, they have a training program that puts you through a training program of how to succeed. And also they can find you funds and either venture capitalists or government grants. So I would like to pass that information to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good.
Murat, just make sure you put your contact info in chat if you haven't already. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Will do.
And for that, next slide. So, Ted, what else can the 1 Million Cups community do for you today?
Well, now that we have a product that has been approved by VDAC, we have 3 SKUs that have been approved. I know you have a lot of connection with small businesses, medium, large size businesses. And based on the focus target market that we have, we're ready to start marketing to those small businesses. So if you can introduce us to these potential clients, that would be very helpful. In addition, if you have any ideas about some companies that have the space, they already have, let's say, a kitchen facility, but they're not using it 100% of the time. If we can go and leverage that idle time, that would be very helpful as well. And I'm not trying to sell, but the grants would help, will be very helpful. It will be very, very helpful.
Well, thank you very much, Ted, for presenting.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Atta boy.
Turn it back over to Jen.
Yay, I get a chair again. All right. Thank you, everybody, for staying on and great ideas and feedback. The reason this slide is blank is because we have 2 different presenters we're speaking with right now to schedule for next week. So we've got lots of folks scheduling out, not only in December, but even into January and February. So if you are interested, if you go to the next slide, please make sure that you reach out to us. If you want to be an organizer, it's lots of fun, especially if you're running the mic. We'd love to have you. We meet once a week for 30 minutes just to prep everything, and then this meeting. So many hands makes light work. So please reach out and let us know. Tess, do you want to speak to upcoming events?
Sure. Obviously, it is a busy season. We've got holiday market going on at Fairfax City and Old Town Square again this weekend. They are different vendors from last weekend, so we hope that you'll support small and shop local. All of our businesses, all of our events you can find actually on the, if you scan the QR code, that will take you to the Central Fairfax Chamber of Commerce events, and you'll be able to see a list of them there. And then again, in the Woodbridge area, there are veterans who have pop-ups. So those are every single weekend, not just during the holidays. And they also have an open mic on Fridays. So if you would support veterans, and again, support local and shop small.
And just a quick plug for the Reston Chamber, their Jingle Mingle holiday networking is this Thursday night, tomorrow evening. I will be there. If anybody wants to catch up and join me, please do so. All right, our presenter schedule, like I said, we have several coming up that we're currently booking. We adore and love all of you. However, we are off the week before Christmas and the week after. The week of the 3rd will be virtual because George Mason is still closed at that point. So we will meet in person here in January on the 10th. So I know I always say the first Wednesday. I don't want to confuse everybody. For January, it's actually going to be the 10th. You'll hear more from us about that. But if you are virtual, Kelly, please drive across the bridge and join us on the 10th. All right, next slide. Do follow us on social. We'd love to have you join us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Twitter, etc. If you have any events you want us to share or promote, just shoot us a message and we're happy to push them out. You can also share them yourselves on our company pages too. We're happy to bring visibility to entrepreneurs in our network. And lastly, virtual folks, we're thrilled you joined us. Happy to have you stick around. It might be a little bit awkward because people here are going to get noisy and chatty. But if you do want to put any last comments in chat, now's a good time to do it. It's also a great time to save the chat and save all of that connection information there. So thank you again for joining us. Do join us next week. It'll be only virtual. And if anybody is interested in applying, we coach you through it. Our slides are actually made by just submitting a form. So it's like a magic slide generator. So we try to keep it light work for people who want to share their story too, especially with all the new faces online. So thank you again for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Take care, everybody. Bye, Varesh. Thank you.